existence, he thinks there is no other gain superior to it, wherein established he is not moved even by heavy sorrow. Let the world go to hell, let the world burn into ashes, he is never perturbed. Such is the firmness on that state he attains, which the gain, which means the gain or the realization of the self or the immortal soul, yam labdhva, after attaining which, yam, which, that means that state of absolute existence, unshakable, unmovable, eternal existence, that is called that. Attaining which, having obtained which, he thinks, the yogi thinks, there is no other gain superior to it, wherein established he is not moved even by the heavy sorrow. That means he doesn't feel any sorrow. He is established in eternal bliss. In the all-blissful self, which is free from delusion and sorrow, the self is all full and self-contained. That is the most important point we have to understand, which the yogi obtains. A state of completeness, a state of fullness, perfection from all sides by all means. So in that state, he will feel no need of anything else, because everything he feels within, which is already obtained. So no more desires remains left to be achieved or to be fulfilled, because everything is full, everything is complete, everything is perfect. So there is no question arises of need of anything more than that, because of all these qualities of that state: completeness, fullness, satisfaction, and feeling of totality, perfection. So where is the place for any needs there? Needs are the cause of desires, and desires are the cause of restlessness of mind. So all these are gone forever, destroyed forever. So in that state, how can there will be any desires to be achieved anymore? All the desires are fulfilled when one obtains, when attains self-realization. That is the reason why the Lord says there is no other acquisition superior to self-realization. And this is not only here, Lord Krishna explains, everywhere in our scriptures, everywhere it is. After obtaining which, nothing remains to be achieved anymore, knowing which there is nothing remains to be known anymore. If one gets himself established in the supreme self within, he cannot be shaken even by heavy sorrow and pain, because he is now mindless. He has his mind. What is mind? He is now mindless, and he is identifying himself with the sorrowless and painless Brahman. It is the abode of eternal bliss, where no pain, no pleasure. So, mind is not present there. That is what we always have to understand. A state of meditation is not the state of mind, where there is no mind at all. That is, in the beginning, as a identity card, that existence remains for some time as a witness, that is called I or ego, for some time, as a witness, not as the doer. And then it automatically by itself, it disappears. That we have discussed so many times, how it disappears.
How desire acts in karma?
Pardon?
How does desire act in karma?
Karan Sharir. Yes, we shall come to it. So now, desires are yes.
So should we understand relatively, Maharaj, mindless and say empty mind? It's both are the same logically or no?
Now try to understand. I am giving the definition of mind. So now you can understand everything, whether it belongs to causal body, whether it is mindlessness or pure mind, or it is empty mind, what it is called. You can call it as you like after understanding it. The definition of mind is, don't forget, there is no mind, only some waves of sound or waves of some waves transferred into some other form by the prana, and which is called mind waves, that we call as thoughts. Just waves. The same thing is mind, same thing is breathe, vital energy, same thing is intellect, same thing is ego. Everything should be understood in the terms of waves. So everything will be understood now.
The movement in consciousness.
Movement in consciousness which is not there. It is apparently or imaginarily seen.
Appears to be.
Appears only. Assumes only, which is not there, just as the blueness of the sky, water in the mirage, horns of a rabbit, son of a barren woman. All these examples again and again we discuss, but again we forget. Mind is not at all there. Mind is a term only. It is a word only. But basically we have to understand it as waves, different kinds of waves. Sometimes it is just as we call this electricity as radio waves, sometimes magnetic waves, sometimes light waves. Same thing, waves only. When it acts differently, its acting process as per its feature and nature. Feature and nature. Feature means the wavelength, the speed of the length, and all these are nature of it. And feature, length, how it is created. No two waves will be similar. So one wave is transferred into the other wave. So all these names are given to the same wavary system, that is not also known as wavary system. It is known as imbalanced state also. That should not be forgotten even for a second, fraction of second. If you forget, then all the complication starts with the terms. How it is, how the mind is, where is it, how it is created, and how it is different from prana or other waves, how it is different from intellect or discrimination. All these are only by the way, because we have given importance to the term mind, something different from other terms. There is no difference. And same thing, mind is called action, same thing, mind is known as time, space, conditions, situations, changing phenomena, nature, whether it is individual nature or universal nature, there is no difference between the spark and the forest fire. Where is the difference? It is same thing. In a bigger way or a smaller way or acting way or steady way, we are inside the ashes or outside the forest, what difference is there? Fire is fire. So, if we can see on this way, which is there in the mirror before you, so where will be any doubts? This is called all-round vision. It holds all the senses also, body also, prana also, everything it holds, one within the other. Something is gross, something is clear, something is pure, something is acting. That means all the opposites of it, side by side. It goes on in this way. Everything is only one phenomena. So now it will be clear whether it belongs to mind or intellect, whether it is mind or prana, whether it belongs to gross body or subtle body or causal body. There is no such questions at all. So now, if mind we understand in this way, then steadiness is no mind, and unsteadiness is called prana, mind, time, and nature, and feature, and culture, and all the chores. Call it as you like, as you see. What difference is there? So now, when it is steadied firmly forever, then where is pain and pleasure? Where is the question for desires? Desires are, see the term desire, it is only a state of mind. When the waves of thoughts are of nature of incompleteness, or its nature will be incompleteness, or imperfection, then that is named as a desire, some needs, and the other thoughts will act in support of it, to help it. You see, some somewhat similar thoughts will be of one group, and somewhat dissimilar thoughts will be of different group. That is called negative thoughts, and the other is positive thoughts. So they will be always opposite to each other, and there will be they are also known as qualities, good qualities or bad qualities. In this way, the same thoughts are known as desires. When the nature of the thought, due to its feature and nature, it feels incomplete within it. The nature feels incomplete within it, that appears as a desire. And when it is repeated again and again, it becomes a trishna, intense desire. And other supporting thoughts will try to fulfill the need, that means to have it complete. That is the fulfillment of the desires. And actions are also in the same way. Those supporting thoughts will be the positive mind, and they will push the so-called senses to act in that way only. And then the senses will have contact with the objects, and then they will try to have those objects near it, to use it as they like, means to be one with it, that's all. And which is impossible, because there is difference. Unless all these are rooted out from the very beginning itself, that process should be stopped. That is what is called yoga chitta vritti nirodha. What else you understand? Complete stoppage of the movement of the thought waves. Vritti means the process, or the fashion, or the common actions, which is always done by itself, natural process. Pesa, we say, the process we do, that is called vritti, or the habit. So in this way, if we see it, whole process basically before us, then it becomes easy to understand how the desires are named or seen, or it is termed as desires, and its fulfillment, and the process of mind's actions and reactions also. The same waves becomes reaction. In this way, when the mind is completely stopped, it is called no mind. So naturally, from this process we can understand the mind will stop, means the prana also stop, because they are of one category only basically. So they will stop. The senses also, body also, prana also, the whole group which we otherwise know as the cooperative, triangular cooperative society, they stop altogether. In this way, when the mind is established in steadiness, means no mind, call it empty, call it no mind, or call it dead mind, or call it whatever you like, name it as you like. It makes no difference. Yes.
So in that case, mind and desire, both they are inseparable. Mind and
Yes,
desire, both
they are inseparable. One and the same,
and desire,
termed differently.
and desire is the mind. We cannot say mind without a desire, not right.
Call it what term? I say, call it as you like. The language has got no meaning here. We have understood the basic principle. So what difference these language and terms make? So that is the reason why the Lord says there is no other acquisition superior to self-realization. Self-realization also is a term. It has got no meaning. The absolute steadiness is called self-realization. Who has realized self? Who? Who is identified there be different from the absolute steadiness which will realize the steadiness? There is nothing which we can say self-realization.
Ramana used to say, are there two selves? One to realize?
Yes. Are there two selves? One will realize the other. Where is the meaning of your self-realization? Basically no meaning, but we use these terms so that we shall try to understand there is no realization. Always we discuss this in our Yoga Vasishtha class. We do everything not to do it. The final steadiness is our aim and object. Not to do anything. That is called eternal peace. That is called eternal contentment, fullness, completeness, steadiness. Call it as you like. Term it as you like. So, when once it is revealed by itself, all these envelopes, all these overpowering so-called, it is not there at all. But somehow the sky is known to be blue. That blueness should be understood which is not there. If sky will be blue, then is not there sky inside the room and veranda? Where is the blueness? So we have assumed something which is not there, and we are breaking our head there. Why the sky is blue? How is it blue? Where from the blueness came to the sky? All these are foolishness only. This foolishness itself will find a way to be stopped by itself, if there will be only churning within it. That is called try to understand the truth or self-effort to realize this self. What all this network of words which is only a what is that called? Gorakh Dhanda. Gorakh Dhanda means the puzzled or what we call mixed up or
Entangled.
entangled within itself the threads, thin threads. Go on solving it. Knots. That is called Chit Jad Granthi. Is the knot different from the thread? We see it as different, which causes all the complications. The complications are within itself. So in this way, he says, if one gets himself established in the Supreme Self within, there is no within or without, but we have to say like that. Within means, self within means, now the limited lines of the body is forgotten. There is no outside. That is called within. Don't think where within. I have to find out some place. What is called within? It has got also no meaning. He cannot be shaken even by heavy sorrow and pain, because he is mindless. Understand now what is called mindless. And he is identifying himself with the sorrowless and painless Brahman. It cannot be even imagined on it. One can experience pain and sorrow when he identifies himself with the body. Now come to point. Only when he identifies himself with the body and the mind. Body and mind, same thing. Now keep the mirror with that chart before you. Nothing is different from each other. One can experience pain and sorrow when he identifies himself with the body and the mind. If there is no mind, there cannot be any pain. When one is under chloroform, what happened to him? He feels no pain, even when his hand is amputated, because it is a medical term, means it has some wounds. Because the mind is withdrawn from the body, this chloroform acts as anesthesia. It cuts the connecting nerves which sends the vibration to the brain that something unwanted or unusual has happened somewhere in the body. Unusual, that is called pain. And same thing, unusual is called happiness. So, what is pain and what is happiness? It is some waves. And if all these waves are connected with each other, then it is transferred from one place to the other, reported, and somewhere some nerves feel it is unusual, and that is called feeling of pain. If it is cut off, one is cut off from the other, the link is broken, then where is pain? Where is pleasure? There is no pain means there is no pleasure also. So this is how yam labdhva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tatah jasmin sthito na dukkhe na gurunapi vichalyate. Let the world go to hell. That is no hell, no heaven. There is no world at all. Where will it go? Where will it go? Let the horns of the rabbit break into pieces. No rabbit will win or lose the battle. So now, after this he says, Tam vidyad. Now know it, how it is. Dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sangitam sa nischayena yuktabhyo yogo nirvina chayatasaha. Let that be known by the name of yoga. It is just as it is a kind of ascertainment or acceptance, a term named yoga. There is no yoga also. If there is no realization, there is no disturbance at all, no waves at all, then where is the question of stoppage of the mind or waves? So, let it be known by the name of yoga. How cleverly, how Lord Krishna gives the terms. You have to go to the depth of it. It is a term only, yoga has got no meaning. So not only the word yoga, everything, body is a term only, word only which has got no meaning. All the words have got no meaning. Why you only body or mind or senses or prana or I and my? No words have any meaning. How many times we have emphatically discussed it. So elaborately we have discussed it. All these words are only sound. They are only used for relative transactions in the life, relative life, which has got no meaning. If at all it has got some meaning, then it is temporarily, for the time being, for the situation being, for the conditions being. They have some meaning. And just after it changes its meaning. So one word will have several meanings. That is found in Sanskrit terminology. One word will have so many similar synonymous terms. According to its use, as per the system and time and conditions used before and will be used afterwards, the terms have some meaning.
As per the context.
As per the context.
So logically it seems every syllable of a Sanskrit is a wall.
It is analytical process given to you which is known as grammar. Vyakaranam, Vyakarana, the word Sanskrit term. Visheshana Karanam Darsayati. It has got different also analysis. This one word has so many different analytical views, meanings. Somehow in a particular process, system, the words, the sound is given some meaning. That is called grammar. in a special way. If it is understood thoroughly, then the words are understood. Some are used as active, means the verbs. Some are same words are used as nouns. Some are used as the qualities. They are called adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, so many type, and they are named differently, and two words get together, sandhi, and one word will be having meaning of several words, that is called sammas. Several words giving one meaning in one word. In this way, so many formulas and some process is adopted. That is called grammar. And then only we understand how the words are used for some time, in some cases, in some context, for some time. The same word which is called lotus, it is called pankaj, and it is also called toyaj, because it is seen as grown in the water, so toyaj, barij, and same word is known as pankaj because its root is from the mud within the water. So same thing, seen differently, named differently, but one object is the same. So here he says, let that be known by the name of yoga. Yoga is a term which has got no permanent meaning. Now let us take it to be known as yoga, the process. The severance from union with pain. Understood? The severance from union with pain means detachment by shaking, then pulling out from the contact with objects which is called pain, unwanted contact, that is called pain, with the objects of the senses. So in this way, it is detachment from the contact or connected, disconnected. Disconnection of the link which unites the senses with the objects. This is called pain, and if it is usually accepted by the senses and wanted, means it had some type of closeness or similarity, so that is called pleasure.
Here detachment बोल के बता रहे हैं
Disconnection.
मतलब वो जब कनेक्शन रहेगा वो पेन नहीं रहेगा,
Pain and pleasure रहेगा दोनों. When it is connected, then there will be pain or pleasure. When it is disconnected, neither pain nor pleasure. That's why the example is given of anesthesia. It disconnects the connectivity. That's how we feel pain and pleasure. And which is obstacle or helpful in the relative transaction.
So in that case, Dhyana prana, which also act as an agent which connects between the gross and the subtle body.
Yes. This yoga should be practiced with determination and with an undesponding mind. Means undisturbed, unsuppressed mind. And it should be determined. Means this connectivity should be disconnected strongly. That is called also a sense of dispassion, and then it is turned as renunciation. When there is feeling of pain, it is unwanted. The connection is unwanted. That contact is unwanted. That is, if unwanted contact is contacted, then it is called pain. And if that is disconnected, then no pain, no pleasure. And now, if it is firmly disconnected forever, then that is called vairagya because of dispassion, because the analytical process says it is unwanted, so it is detached. So the same thing is known as renunciation or rejection. The terms are internally linked with each other. The same dispassion is known as renunciation. But we see it differently because we behave in that way only. Common people, they cannot understand. They have no habit to go to such depth. This is called contemplation. This is called analysis. And this is how Chudala started inquiring, who am I? So here he says, let there be unshaken determination and having no depressive moods. No, I cannot do it. Oh, enough I have done. Such ideas. There is no question of success or failure. Once it is disconnected forever, the success is in your clutches. So he says, this verse 20, 21 and 22nd, which we have already discussed, the Lord describes the benefits of yoga, which is perfect satisfaction by resting in the self, infinite, unending bliss, freedom from sorrow and pain, etc. He further adds that this yoga should be practiced with a firm conviction and iron determination and with non-depression of heart. No, so much struggle I cannot do. I am a weak person. No such idea should enter into your mind. There is no question of success or failure. This is the process. Just push the button, everything will do, everything will happen by itself. You have to hammer at the nick of the point. So everything is done. He further adds that this yoga should be practiced with a firm conviction and iron determination, and with non-depression of the heart. A spiritual aspirant with a wavering mind will not be able to attain success in yoga. Now see the wordings, wavering mind. That means if it is not stopped, no success. Khujli in the eyes, one drop. No khujli, no drop. This is our code word. The no wavering, no mind. The wavering process is not only mind, it is intellect, it is your fourfold mind, it is your senses, it is your prana, it is your the nature, it is the whole world, it is the time, it is the space, it is the process, everything. Wavering means if no waves, absolute balance water, it is called water. It is called the substratum, where we see the movements which is not there. So, a student with a wavering mind will not be able to attain success in yoga. He will leave the practice when he meets with some obstacles on the path. The practitioner must also be bold, cheerful, and self-reliant all the time. This is the clue to be happy always. When you know the thing, nothing can bewilder you, nothing can cause you pain or suffering. No question of suffering. Let the leg be out from your body. That is how Sadasiva Brahman acted. They are called Videha. They have no sense of body at all. Such is the height of these great souls who have tried their hard and achieved that state. So further he says, tomorrow we shall see, Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman Styaktva Sarvan Asesataha Manasayevendriya Gramam Viniyamya Samantata. Now it becomes easy to control the senses, the mind and the intellect and prana when we have this analytical chart before us, having everything therein. When you see the chart of your nerve system, then you know where are the nerve points and you can practice acupressure. And just press where there is some center of nerves, where it is inactive. So if this chart is before us, the analytical chart, then we will be very successful in controlling all these senses, mind and these thoughts, positive and negative, and desires from the root, we can drive out. Easy to do it. Tomorrow we shall see. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnad Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। कृष्ण भगवान की जय। गीता माता की जय। हरि ओम।